Welcome to On the Beat, everyone. I'm Troy Thompson. Joining me in the studio today is Bill Gillis and Elizabeth Jones from Crowell Gillis and Cooper. And today we're talking all about options for disposition of property. Welcome back to the show, both of you. Nice to see you. We asked our clients and our viewers to send us in questions because we feel it's really important that we get their questions to ask you and put you in the hot seat. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
This is a good one to begin with. Can I go ahead and leave gifts to my family members now instead of in a will to make sure my assets go to the intended recipients? Any advantages or disadvantages?
Well, typically the advantage to making lifetime gifts is estate tax saving.
Right.
And with the exemption being $11.5 million per individual now, it's not as important as it used to be. But you can make gifts. You can set up trusts to take care of family members, children, educational trust. But the main consideration there, Troy, is that you need to make sure that you're not giving away to your own detriment by starting that plan.
Oh, I agree on that. And before I jump to my next question, I want to have a question on the question. Is it something you need to speak to your financial planner about and work in cahoots with you?
Indeed.
Yeah.
I think, and I always advise a team concept. You should consult with your attorney, your accountant, and your financial advisor to make sure that what you're doing is, in fact, in your best interest.
I personally thought that in my mind. What about joint ownerships? What are the benefits and risks? Interesting.
Well, joint ownership, such as real property, a vehicle, or bank accounts, is when you have someone named as a joint owner, say with the right of survivorship. And that means upon your death, that property will automatically pass to the co-owner. This won't be a part of your will, and the will won't override that designation. And that can be convenient. However, with some things like bank accounts, there's some risk in that when you name someone a joint owner, at that moment, that other owner has the right to say, come clean out the bank account. They have that full authority to remove all the assets. So you have to be careful.
What about if I took on a partner in a home that I wanted to build and we went 50-50, but neither one of us had put something in a will? If I passed away, would that the whole property automatically go to that person?
If it was titled joint tenants with right of survivorship, it would automatically go, not to your family.
Right.
It would go to the joint owner.
Okay. It's, again, you got to think of all these things. What about beneficiary designations, such as my retirement account and life insurance policy? How does this fit into my estate planning?
It's a very important consideration for several reasons. As Elizabeth just said, with jointly held property, beneficiary designations are a contractual obligation between the parties. The will does not change that.
Right.
So if I'm wanting to use life insurance to fund something for a family member and I don't have that designated in the policy, but I stated in the will is of no effect.
Right.
Retirement accounts the same way. There's a beneficiary designation. An important consideration there are income tax consequences of who the beneficiary is. So again, you should consult with your financial advisor, your attorney, and your accountant to make sure that not only does your beneficiary designation comply with your estate plan, but that you're not creating adverse tax consequences for your family members.
Okay. Interesting question here. Can I name my minor child as a beneficiary or secondary beneficiary of my life insurance policy or retirement account?
Well, that's a great question, and you definitely can.
Really?
Typically, someone would want to name their spouse, say if you're married with children, as the primary life insurance designee, for example. But then you still could name your children as a secondary. However, you would want to title it a little bit different. You'd want to set up a trust within your last will and testament, and then with your, say, your life insurance policy, you would name the children as the beneficiaries under the trust. You would actually name the trust as the beneficiary under your last will and testament. That way the trustee would have authority to when to distribute that property.
Thank you so much. As always, great information. We really appreciate it. If you want to find out more, there it all is up on the screen, everyone. Crowell, Gillis and Cooper for all your estate planning and will needs. Back after this short break.